Hello again, and welcome back to Mental Health and Me. I'm Finley, and in the last video I spoke about how depression affects myself and what I've learned over the last 14 plus years. So I'm going to speak about anxiety now and how I've found that, how it interferes with my life. The biggest part really with the anxiety is, for myself, is social anxiety. I really struggle being out and about. Sometimes it's not so bad, but even when people might see me laughing and joking out and, dancing and having a laugh, the other side of me is constantly worrying and thinking, and it's just going bananas really in my head about it all. I sort of first noticed it when I was back in school. As I mentioned in my introduction, being bullied and that, I was anxious about standing out. I suffered real bad anxiety when it comes to just worrying about things like sweating. So I was so worried about sweating through my school shirt. I wore a t-shirt under my school shirt, which obviously made me sweat. I used to wear my full PE kit under my uniform, so I didn't have to get changed in front of people. And they are my first instances of the anxiety and my issues there, and then it led on to sort of when the depression and that hit, the anxiety took over with not being able to drive. I passed my test when I was 19, and I barely drove for probably, out of like the 14 years since, I probably drove for about a year's worth of driving. I was more worried about having a panic attack and causing an accident. I wasn't bothered about myself. It was the issue of causing an accident that really just stopped me from being able to get behind the wheel, really. And I got to a point where I just didn't like being in a car, full stop. Just long distances, long journeys, just blew my anxiety up. But yeah, it was going back to social thing. A lot of that boils down to the fact that I am very self-conscious. I don't really like myself, what I see, which I'll touch upon again in another video. But yeah, the anxiety is very debilitated, more than what some people realise. It's what stopped me from going on holidays. I've got to the airport and turned around. I've cancelled going to New York the day before and let a good friend down. I've even flew back from a holiday early. Cancelled nights out, any social event really, cancelled last minute. No matter how much I wanted to go and looking forward to it, the anxiety just took over. Couldn't do it. It's sort of, anxiety sort of like keeps you in a cage. It's like it thinks it's protecting you from things, and yet it's the opposite. It's holding you back. It's stopping you from experiencing things fully. Even when you are there, you're not fully immersed in what's going on, because you're constantly like anxious, your throat might be tightening up, your chest, your breathing, your heart rate's going, you're sweating, thoughts are racing. It really is like a big factor for a lot of people. I mean, people experience anxiety across the board with things, it can be with what's been going on, the anxiety about, COVID, anxiety about getting ill, anxiety about anything. That's what sort of plays a part with a lot of, obviously, OCD is an anxiety thing, really, and it does just take over your life a lot more than what people who don't suffer with it realise. You're not choosing to miss out on things. If you had it your way, you would, whatever you say yes to, you would always do, because obviously you've said yes 9 times out of 10 it's because you're not just being polite, but you want to do it. You want to go out, you want to, see places and just experience life, but it just holds you back. And my advice would be just sort of go through the anxiety, try and push your boundaries, step at a time. I'm not saying if you feel socially anxious, go and become an actor on the stage, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying become a stand-up comedian. I mean, just literally pop to the supermarket, go for a walk, anything. Just feel it, feel the anxiety, but realise that you're okay. Make sure you notice you're okay. Something that does help, I've got them here actually because I needed them recently, is the rescue remedies and things. You can get pastels and things like that, they help. But for some people looking in, somebody with anxiety pulling out of things, they're not doing it because they want to. Remember that. They're not pulling out of things or letting, maybe what can be perceived as letting you down last minute on purpose. Be patient and don't give up on your friend for, letting you down last minute, and for the people watching who suffer with anxiety, it's fine. If you can't go somewhere, you can't go somewhere, it's something that will get better, and you will learn to sort of see it through, really, see the anxiety through, let the anxiety spikes come and go up and down. Don't feel bad for pulling out of things. Don't beat yourself up for it, because as I've mentioned, you're not doing it on purpose. You're not choosing to miss out. You're not choosing to stay in, You're not choosing to see your friends have great nights out and you're stuck at home not doing anything. You're not choosing that, but you work through it. You will get to the end of it. You'll never probably go out and feel 100%, but nobody does. Nobody does. A lot of, the most confident people you see have got self-doubts about things. But just, my advice really would be just to push yourself how you feel you can. If it's going out with friends, plan to do it. Say you'll go out for half an hour. Try the half an hour, that might be fine. If it is, another 15 minutes. But you get to the half an hour, you can't do no more. Come home, you've said you're going to do half an hour. You've done it, you've come home. Okay, but just don't give up on yourself. Friends of people watching who've got anxiety, don't give up on them. They do want to do these things, they do want to be a part of it, believe me. Okay, so again, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll bring another one out very soon. Thank you.